we have a mentorship for people who are serious about grants, getting them and finding them for their Black woman-owned for-profit small business. Miss Hope Dealer says she has to tell me a thing. Go ahead and post it in the chat, girl. Tell me a thing, honey. I could use some good news, some happy news. Celebrate you, celebrate with you, etc., etc., etc. Anyone else want to share what they do in their business? You know, the one that you are seeking a grant for. You said you got a big check. Tell us more. Where did that big check come from, girl? Update us, educate us. Let me know. Was it a grant check? Let me know. You said 6 figures, thanking me. Okay, tell me what I did. You making me nervous. You want to come on and share? You want me to bring you on so you can share the good news and let me like feel the feels with you? Miss Hope Dealer. She said real quick. Okay, hold on. Let me bring you on here real quick, as you say. Let me find you. There you go. Look at you, Miss TikTok. You already. I was trying to.
Hello.
Hi. Okay, go ahead. Tell us who you are, what you do. Go ahead.
So I've been doing this for a long time, and I like to listen to what you say because it's plenty of people out here saying things, but not too many people saying the right things, and it just makes me happy that I see my sister out there giving the right information. So I'm like, okay, awesome. So I cannot remember exactly because this happened back in November, December timeframe. But the USDA, I'm a grower, a farmer, and the USDA had a case where they lost, where it was proven that they were discriminating against a lot of Black and brown folk. And so they had a process. It was an application process in order for you to make a claim, but the way that they structured it is very much like what you would normally see in the grant for grants or like federal contracts. So essentially, I just use the same tips that you talk about on these lives every day when I've been lurking and just liking and giving hearts and stuff. I use those same tips to kind of like structure how I responded to the application, because it was a lot of just open form, free text, right? You have to explain your story. And oh my goodness, not only was it approved, but the amount that it was approved was like way higher than like the average bear, like way higher. And I'm just sitting here like, wow. And all I did was follow your instructions.
Wow.
And it was like, because you kind of really got to put yourself in the shoes of the people who are evaluating these things.
Right.
That's how you explain it. That's my take on how you explain it.
Wow. So you were in the minds from the POV of the grant reviewers, the application
right.
reviewers.
That's right.
Using the tips that you just gleaned from hanging out with us here on the Black Women in Grants Grant Academy, or GPA. Yes. Tell us more.
Yes. And so the fantastic thing about that is, so my family and I, we live in the DMV area. So I'm very familiar with like the contracting process and all that kind of stuff. But we are also homesteaders, and we were trying to expand our operation, and it was not working out. But to tell the story, the way that you lay it out, the way that you talk about making sure that you comply with everything that they say or that they ask for. Also that you don't over explain yourself, that you're not sitting there answering questions that they don't have.
Right. Telling too much. TMI. Right.
So I just wanted to say thank you, because I followed you, even though I do this and I feel like I know it. I followed you because I wanted to, and I wanted to support. That was my way of supporting. So I'll be at work like I am right now, and you're live, and I just turn it on and I just hit the screen, and then go back to work.
So I be in the background, like everybody
Exactly.
be saying. I be at work with y'all.
Exactly.
Okay, so first, tell us your first and last name, because I'm only seeing the Hope Dealer.
Oh, it's Baltimore Hope Dealer. So my name is Raven Duvernay.
Raven Duvernay.
Raven Duvernay, and yeah,
What's the
I'm
name
excited.
of your business?
So the business is a farm, and it's called Dumbarton Avenue.
Wait, say it again.
It's a farm, and it's called Dumbarton Avenue.
Oh, Dumbarton Avenue. You from Baltimore? That
I
accent
am.
kicking in, girl. I'm from Atlanta, and we country, so I'm like, slow down. Say it slow. Let me spell it. Hooked on funny stuff. Okay, how much did you win and all? Do you feel safe saying that? I need that for my numbers. You can email it to me too.
I can't look. I'll email it to you, but it was 6
Okay.
figures.
6 figures, because I got to add you to our total, because so far we've won $191,000 this year. So with you adding 6 figures, we add like $250,000. Come on, black women.
It's
well
yeah,
over $250,000.
well over. Yes, well over.
The math is mathing. So
Yes.
you definitely gotta
Yes, I'm
email us.
gonna do it right now so I don't forget.
Do you have my address, my email address?
Yeah, I think I emailed you before.
Did you? Let me check. Well, I can't check. I'm talking to y'all on the phone. Okay. So wait, I got more questions. Does anyone in the audience have questions for our 6-figure? We'll just put you with our grant funding winner. Let me know. And so you applied in
And it's
November, you
absolutely a
said?
grant. There's no payback or anything.
Uh-huh.
This is one of those amazing ones where you're free to do whatever you want with the money, and the money is already in the bank.
Ooh, ain't God good? Won't He do it?
That part.
So talk us through the application process, as far as, because one of the most frequently asked questions I get is, how long does it take to apply and to win? So what was your timeline?
Realistically, so it took me about an hour for that application process, and for me, it's a little different for me though. Like I said, I have a background in it, and so I can zip through certain things. But I was taking like some notes for other people, because I applied for myself, and then I made like a video on TikTok for other people to follow along and do it as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a few of us who actually put in applications and were awardees, and I'm like, this is just, it's just a dream. It is.
Oh,
it's
wow.
just a dream.
So it wasn't just you. How many more of y'all were there that applied and won?
I don't know the figures yet. We meet on Sundays, and so I'll share what I know. But I know one of my brothers out there. We have a group of farmers and growers won like $59,000.
Oh, wow.
I don't know the figures for everybody else. His just stuck out to me because I was like, what?
So you guys are a group of farmers that kind of went in together and applied for this same funding from the USDA.
Yep.
And several of you got it. Yours was 6 figures, his was 5 figures, and there are other winners.
Yeah, we meet on TikTok live on Sundays at 7:15 p.m. Eastern. We go live and we talk about, so at the beginning of the month, we meet weekly. So we talk about what our goals are, and then we hold each other accountable to achieving those goals. And then towards the end of the month, like the last day of the month, we celebrate our successes.
Right. And so one of the goals was finding the funding. How did y'all hear about it? Because, I'll share, the connection in a minute. But how did y'all hear about the opportunity to apply for the funding?
So as it pertains to, if you are a grower, you might as well call yourself also a lifelong learner, because Mother Nature gonna throw you all kinds of curveballs. And while there are people who may call themselves like master gardeners or master farmers and all that, we are all at the mercy of the elements. And so you're always trying to either go to classes that are hosted by the organizations that can help you learn more about sustainability features that you want to bring to your space, or potential funding opportunities. And so the larger you get, obviously you're going to need things like equipment, or maybe you're going to start bringing in more animals or something like that. And so we search for the opportunities. And so we go on the same place that you would go to look for contracting opportunities, like grants.gov or SAM or those various systems. You go out there and you can apply for those as well. But in one of the courses, one of the people came through and they were talking about this case, which was solved, or it was it ended when Obama was still in office, but they still hadn't paid people, right? So we just went through, found out what it was, shared it with the community, and we've been doing that ever since.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Did I lose y'all? Uh-oh. Y'all can hear me? I think I lost her. Let's see. Miss Hope Diller, you still here? I think we may have lost connection. So what do y'all think? We have a 6-figure grant winner now. What y'all think? What you think, Lisa Noble? I see you, girl. What you think, girl? That is so exciting. And I love how the knowledge is being shared. So, for the men who jump on here tomorrow, what about the men? What about the men? You see how a man is still getting blessed through the work from Black women? We cool people, right? Miss Hope Dealer, if you are still here, I don't know why, but it jumped. I wanted to hear what you're doing with your funding. So if you want to jump back on, let's wrap up our conversation. Don't leave the people hanging. If you're still on here, give us about 5 more minutes of your time and help the people kind of be inspired with, when you win that type of funding, how to plan out how you're going to invest it. So if you got time to jump back on, we would love to have you. Thank you, first of all, for letting us know that you're winning using the stuff that I share here with y'all on TikTok. That is so inspiring and encouraging, especially on the days like this morning where I was like, ooh, child, y'all better pray for me because I can go back to sleep. Oh, you're at work. Okay. That's great, right? So blackwomenandgrants.com is where we dive into the deep strategies for those of you who don't do this. Like she was saying, she does this. We have a couple of grant writers in our course. But blackwomenandgrants.com, we have a year-long mentorship where we really dive into these principles for those of you who want to know how to start getting this funding. And like she mentioned, she just needed that one piece. It was one thing that she wasn't doing that she learned how to do and do it right. They got her more money than most people applying for that same grant got. I love that. So that right there is a testament to God's favor and his grace and his goodness. Won't he do it? So check out blackwomenandgrants.com. I love when y'all come back, especially if I ain't seen y'all in a while. Y'all ain't saying nothing. I told somebody recently, I said, I know we got more winners in this crew. It is 68,000 of us here on TikTok. Thousands of you guys have joined me over the last year right here learning about grants. I said, we got some more winners. They just got that money. They ain't saying nothing yet. So, they get out there spending, they get excited. Then they come back and report their winnings. So to hear that collectively now, we'll just start with 100,000. That's the beginning of 6 figures. So she mentioned she won 6 figures minimum. She's going to email me with the details and we're going to have her official numbers. But if we've already collectively won $191,000 this year, She just brought in 6 additional figures. That's $291,000. That's well over $250,000 that Black women have received this year just by applying for funding, grants, grant funded opportunities, scholarships, contests, giveaways, checks in the mail, bank, what she said, it's already in the bank, so bank deposits. What phenomenal news. That is a great way to celebrate what we've been working towards. Can anyone else see themselves in that number? I'm excited, of course, but I want to know how y'all feel, especially that y'all that your ears perked up once you heard her numbers. Those that I've been asking, tell me about your business. Who wants to jump on here? And y'all ain't saying nothing, but I bet you them 6 figures caught your attention, right? So what questions do you guys have for me about coming to join us in those numbers, those 6-figure numbers? Our mentorship is $97 to join us for a year, getting mentored, getting your hand held, so that in the next few months, maybe even few weeks, you too can be like, okay, I've been applying. I got my applications out there. I know how I'm gonna use my money. I got this refined skill. I've learned something new that I didn't know. And I'm actually out here literally applying it as I apply for these funding opportunities for my Black woman-owned for-profit small business. And I didn't even know I could do this. So ask me a question. Ask away. I'm listening. I'm learning from you guys what you need, what questions you have, what access to resources you have. Emma says she hopes to be in that number. Don't we love it, Lisa? We got some money makers, honey. I love it. Stephanie is in a meeting. How you in a meeting and you listening to us, Stephanie? Somebody else had asked a question while I was chatting with Miss Hope Dealer here. Looking for a grant for a vanilla flavor company. Just got in last week. I'm not sure what a vanilla flavor company is, so feel free to tell us more about that. Community healing and advocacy. Any other Black women, for-profit, small business owners in the room that just want to put what you do in the chat, what you do in that business that you could see yourself winning a grant for? Excuse me. Let me know. As y'all see, it literally pays to talk to me on here, so the floor is open if you have questions. Excuse me. That would need to take me to the next level. What question do you have about going to the next level? What question do you guys have about finding grants, applying for grants, what to say on the grant application, how I can help you? No, I can't apply for you. But just like Miss Hope Dealer taught us, it pays to listen up when I am sharing things with you guys so that you know that piece that you may be missing and get that money that you're missing out on. So, 2 options. A, you're telling me about yourself. B, you're asking me a question about what you heard from Miss Hope Dealer and her 6-figure winnings, and then her friends' 5-figure winnings, and what I usually teach, because we've won 6 figures collectively. So I know for sure we'll be closer to $1 million by the top of the year that we have won as a And I love that so much for us, especially for those of you who are in the mentorship. You're doing the work, you're applying for the grants, using the information and actually applying the information to these applications to win this funding. BlackWomenInGrants.com is a great place to start if you want to learn about what grants are, what you can use them for, what they shouldn't be used for, how to make sure you're not getting scammed, and making sure you're finding opportunities that are a right fit for your business. So, I knew what I was going to share with Ms. Hope Dealer. She won her 6-figure funding from the USDA. They're the same company that used to be my old mortgage company. And I lived in my home. It was my mom's home before she died. And I took over the mortgage after she passed away. And then they told me basically to just trust the process, that they would help me out as a small business owner, not really knowing what I was doing as a first-time homeowner, and what the cost involved to maintain a new home. And 10 years later, they had covered all of my 10 years of living mortgage-free. And then when I moved out of the home, they wrote me a letter saying, "We forgive all of your debts. You owe us nothing." $250,000 forgiven from the same organization that Ms. Hope Dealer said just blessed her with 6 figures. So the money is out there. And that entire time, I think except twice, I was a small business owner. I was a small business owner the whole time, but as far as working my business full time, the whole time that I had my home, I was out getting it as an entrepreneur as well. So to know that there is funding to support this business journey. And like she said, the funding she got, you could do whatever you wanted to. My funding went specifically to my housing because I'm like, that's what I invest most of my money in anyway. But to know that they forgave the debt, I owed nothing, didn't have to pay anything back, and it was 10 years of free living that they funded at a $250,000 expense. And now all these years later, the fund is still available for Black women, small business owners. I'm just excited, to know that this is possible. Just like the small business pitch competition I won that was funded by Regions Bank. And that was one of my first big girl jobs in high school, 16 years old, working at Regions Bank. No connection to my current wins, but just that full circle moment to hear these same 2 corporations that I was telling y'all about when we win as Black women for-profit small business owners. We win from organizations, corporations, and associations. So to know that these financial institutions have the funds, opportunities are available, and you just have to know where to find them, how to apply, and what to say on the application to get the checks written. That's what I'm here for, to stand in the gap and help you out. And if you hung out with us live yesterday, I was talking to Ashley Rankin, who has won a total of $29,000 so far on her grant funding journey. And we were talking about how Black Women in Grants stands in the gap with you as you learn about the grants, apply for them, and start winning the money. So BlackWomenInGrants.com is our year-long mentorship. And it's only $97 to come join us. One-time payment, year-long access to get that mentorship and to learn how to play this game. Because it is a game. There are winners, there are losers, there are first, second, and third place prizes in many of them. But either way, you're gonna walk away with a transformational experience, going from a woman who may not have won a grant before, or someone who may not have ever applied for a grant before, to now being a part of a crew that has won over $250,000 as Black women for-profit small business owners. That is saying something in this funding space. Y'all have no idea how good it feels, because grants are debt-free. It's not a loan. You don't have to pay it back. It's not based on your credit. The space is slowly shifting, so I would advise to learn grant funding as soon as you possibly can. As Hope Dealer mentioned, something that played a part in her funding was basically politics. So money that was left over from one year to the next or one administration to the next is now benefiting her and her business. That shows you how quickly things can change or be held up. So you want to get in while you can, get in where you fit in, learn what you need to know to apply for these opportunities, and go get that shmoney. That's if you're serious. A lot of people come into applying for grants, they don't believe they can actually win a grant. They definitely haven't seen it done. They're thinking you have to be a nonprofit organization, which, as you guys can see, is not true. And so I specifically focus on us as Black women, for-profit small business owners with our own businesses, our own movements, and we're getting the same money as everybody else. Why not? Mine as well. So y'all let me know if you have any questions about anything you've heard today. If you're just joining in and you're new here, put new here. Welcome, new here's. I'm Dr. AJ Austin, winner of over $1 million in grants and grant funded opportunities. So I'm happy to have you guys here learning how to join my mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com, what it takes to find these opportunities, how to apply, what to say, and the strategies and skills that you need, because it's bigger than just finding a random application and applying and thinking you're gonna win it. Got your fingers, eyes, and toes crossed, you know? It takes a lot more than that, I must say. Lisa says, working with you, I applied for $40,000 in grants. Excited to continue to add to new numbers. Let's go, Lisa Noble. Where you at, girl? We need them updated numbers. Come on, girl. You can do it. And y'all have the skill. You have the know-how in the mentorship. I have my book there with 25 secrets to what it takes to win, find grants, apply for them, and what to say. I just finished listening to our first masterclass we had almost a year ago now. And just to see, like, Ashley Rankin, that was her first time attending with us. And here she is about 9 months later, $30,000 richer, learning how to apply for these opportunities. Yes, girl, thank you. The blueprint is there for those who want it. A lot of people are just big on collecting information, you know, and they're like hoping to piece together something that'll work for them. And then they're not winning and wondering what they're doing wrong. You do have to invest in a mentorship. I just got off one of my mentors' websites crying. I literally cried. Well, I teared up, but I was very emotional to see that price tag on her next event. Started at $10,000. I said, whoo. Okay, well, let me do some mindset work and move forward. So sometimes you just have to do what it takes to make it happen. So I understand everybody's not as serious about their funding journey, but for those who are and want some hand-holding, the mentorship is the place to be, that community. Like I said, we got silent winners, you know? People that's winning this money ain't saying nothing but coming back and reporting. 6 figures later, $5,000 later, etc. But it's exciting, nevertheless. That's why I wanted her to come on live, so that I can get all the details that we could. Because that's saying a lot, right? I think so too, Stephanie. She said, we'll join. You're definitely needed in this space. So we have a scholarship, and it's $97 to join us for a year. Hi. Thank you. And it's one-time payment, year long access for that. So that's pretty exciting, right? And then I did Ashley's math the other day, and she started out buying a $27 book I wrote, joining our $97 program, working with me privately, and now she has over $451,000 in grants out there in the application. So, if that don't move you and motivate you, I don't know what will. But again, the website is blackwomeningrants.com, because now y'all can see how important this work is, right? So let me know if you have questions. I am here. Go ahead and ask away. I'm happy to chat. Y'all